focus on a very evolving area which is very pertinent in all spheres of workspace. Is it a very startling slide? It's not, but that's the reality. That attacks has become much more definite and targeted. Like every second, a new malware is generated, and so many countries are involved in this form of black-eyed community who generate so many attacks and do the collateral damage. Now, we have to understand why these things are happening, and if you see the motives behind it, you will see clearly three dimensions which we segregate. New thing for a couple of people over here, hacktivism. Every day we hear so many jargons, and let's one more. But hacktivism is basically you have activists who fight for a definite cause, and hacktivists fight for a cause, but they do a lot of damage to different organizations by doing a lot of things which people are not aware, and even if when they come to the stage of the awareness, a lot of damage has been done. State-sponsored attacks is again a new dimension which we see, and of course, last but not the least, financial gain is what we see, one of the major evolving area of threat landscape. In fact, one of the largest revenue generating space is cybercrime, possibly one of the third largest if you see the numerics. Now, just to give an insight on what hacktivism is all about, let's say the recent government initiative on censorship of internet. A couple of people and then those black-eyed community who are there, they have taken this against and putting up a lot of attacks like DDoS and spreading bots in different government sites and getting them compromised. So this is one of the initiatives which we see, and this has totally transformed the threat landscape. So now, as you can see, a couple of newsletters which we see that how things are evolving, and this has totally taken a gargantuan dimension in how the threat landscape is evolving from a basic firewall to let's say DDoS dedications. 2011, if you see, we have seen organizations like Sony, Lockheed Martin, RSA, Nokia, Facebook, all getting compromised because of mistakes, not mistakes, but vulnerabilities which are existing in the network, but still it is getting noticed by a couple of guys who try to get into and do some damage. Now, a couple of more initiatives. Industrial espionage again is one of the very strong trends which we see last couple of years. Then as you see the attack vectors, as you can see that from malicious attachments to removable media to phishing websites and all these things. Now even it's no longer like you click and then the damage is done. Even if you get into a wrong website, even the malware silently gets downloaded into your machine and the damage starts happening. So it has gone to that level of infiltration. So this is, I feel, the most interesting slide of my presentation is the differentiation between primary and secondary victims, and most pertinent is the second one, like when attacks are getting carried through us. So for example, you might not be aware that somebody else sitting in a different geo is taking advantage of your vulnerable machine and doing damage in another geo where people are totally unaware. So this is something, a concept of bots which are getting more as a solution. It's not like that. It has to be a comprehensive and collaborative support which is required. Again, a newsletter which says how the different new patterns have come up on these evolving threats which are there. Just like to give an example of a taxonomy attack, like for example, social engineering is in fact the most easiest way to infiltrate any kind of network which is there. Possibly then to gain access information on those, you have those malware injection and possibly something called remote control or command and control center where people can give directions and the malwares will actually do the execution without the knowledge of anybody. So that's how, if you would have heard of the Iranian nuclear power plant, which after 18 months of effort by these black-eyed communities got compromised and there was a huge loss. So we have those APTs which are there, very pertinent, is affecting slowly without our knowledge. So, of course, you have those mushroomed products to choose from, but again, you do not know what is the right product for environment. So, again, on top of it, you have this very stringent compliance regulations which are there, which you have to be part of it as a definite directive. Then, again, you have so many vulnerabilities which you have to be protected. Now, what we understand is that these are the three vectors, very, very crucial vectors in any organization, which need to be collaborated, need to be, what I can say, they have to be in coherence to have an effective approach to security. So we define as security as a business process. The business objectives has to be defined keeping security in mind, and to plain and simple that policies which can be in line with my business needs, people should be involved, and we should have the right products to enforce and have this effective approach. Now, just quickly I will go through it, that the security challenges which we see in this segment of SME, that we don't have the security experts, and again, resources are limited, people want to be connected remotely, and again you need the controls at all levels. So Checkpoint has introduced this SMB Cloud services. It's a very new initiative from Checkpoint where everything is managed directly by Checkpoint. I will just show you one, just explain briefly how it is. The interesting thing is that there is no investment by the organization. Everything is managed by Checkpoint. We put a device and we give you all the services, and it is absolutely an SLA driven, like what all services you want, and then you get the best of the class security from Checkpoint. So again, this is that what I was talking about, the threat cloud. Again, this is threat cloud is basically it's a network of servers which monitors this. Let's say, for example, the bots, the malware signatures, the threats which are getting identified every day. So this again, because we see a very dynamism in this threat landscape which is happening every day. It's not like that certain patterns are being observed and put a signature. It's not like that. The face is changing every moment we see bot, and so again it's a multi-pronged solution approach to have effectiveness in any kind of network. Just a couple of examples, like how the SMB works. You choose the number of users, the connection type, and that's it. It's as simple as that. So a couple of options which I have, I can talk to you in detail if anybody needs information. And these are the supports we have. Checkpoint supports and upgrades we generally offer. So a couple of report snapshots which we provide as per the SLA, monthly or bi-monthly or 6 months, annual. These are the types of reports which we generate. A couple of offerings. Now, it has to be a combination of multiple security controls to have an effectiveness in any kind of network. We are not recommending that you go for we create a hybrid network and set up different levels of security. Considering if you have again, then there are a lot of trade-offs. That I want to go for the best of the class solution, then again budget is a constraint. So there has to be a balanced approach, what we feel. And so at the end, I would like to say that let us put our hands together and join to combat all this getting everyday complex landscape which is generating every day. My name is Satya Mohanty.